Juneau, Alaska. It's a pretty incredible story, pretty beautiful how it all unfolded. A really wonderful woman named Shannon Crossley just messaged me on Instagram and said that there was a pretty big need up in the Southeast Alaskan area, a big need for disc golf.
I believe that there is this need in the community to engage with our youth, and not only our youth, but our Native youth. That's why we wanted our logo to be form line design, was so we could be inclusive.
This here is the tournament stamp, and it was the first thing I created that really just kind of kicked everything off. After that, it kind of put my name out there, and the club contacted me and was like, you know, we'd like you to design our, club design. And I kind of had the perfect thing in mind, which is basically a disc golf basket and a disc, and it just worked out really well. I hit it right off the bat, like the first drawing I did, was just home. So.
And I wanted to try to bring teachers into the schools, not only to engage with all the children, but maybe we could create some sort of environment that we can encourage these kids to come out and give them a sport that they can really adhere to. And it's not something that you need a team to go enjoy. And you also are in nature, you're in the environment. And if there's anything that Alaska has, it's this plethora of environment, of woods, of trees, of all of these different climates that we can go explore. And Southeast Alaska used to have all of these Native Alaskan villages. They had summer camps, they had winter camps, and then they kind of coalesced into these permanent towns. And so when we were talking about disc golf and how we can bring a sport to these native villages, we thought disc golf would be perfect. So let's go start it in Juneau, in the capital city, and then let's go into the native villages and bring a sport to them that they can try out. They just need a disc and a basket, and it was so simple. It just seemed so perfect for Alaskan environments. So that's how disc golf became the sport that we wanted to bring to all of Southeast Alaska.
3, 2, 1, throw!
It's amazing to think about how much teaching we did. So the teaching endeavor started at Juneau Douglas High School. We spent 2 days there, so we were actually able to get through way more material than say a typical Disc Golf Pro Tour Community Connect. This is Uplay's teaching styles and teaching methods being put into action. This is me using the Uplay book, our teaching guide, and really going into at least the second day concepts. Juneau Douglas accepted it. We even got a really beautiful weathered day where we got to go outside on day 1. Day 2 was in the gym, always works out just like golden.
It's nice to see folks so into it. Every Friday we allow students to do choice time where they can do the activity of their choice, and based on what happened this week, I imagine students will want to come out and either go to the field and set it up or do it in the gym, and that opportunity will be available to them all semester, but also we can tie it into our units that we use for team sports and for fitness concepts. I think any opportunity to get outdoors is primarily a fantastic option for students, because most of us, as you saw yesterday with a sunny day, it changes everybody's mentality. Everybody wants to be outside doing anything. And so with an activity like disc golf that you can have minimal equipment for, you don't have to have necessarily a beautiful day to pull it off. You don't need to have baskets and a million different things. You need to have some, but the amount of equipment is kind of minimal. So I think it's great that students will have just one more option to participate in the community. I don't have the knowledge base on disc golf, and so it's great that I have the opportunity to watch how it's taught and some basic moves, and I feel comfortable that I could emulate what I'm seeing, but I'm really grateful to the organization for coming to Juneau. This has been a great opportunity for us.
I was really, really excited that you guys were able to come, and I thought it went extremely well, and the kids loved it, and it was a beautiful day, and I have pictures. I'm going to put it on our website and just try to promote the heck out of it, not just for our school, but for our community as well. Because the kids were all asking, are we doing that again? I said, we are, but it's being used at another school, so they were itching at the bit to get after it again, which is great. We appreciate it here at JDHS, and I just hope that you guys come back. You guys and Uplay, the company, and you guys are fantastic. We appreciate it, and I hope you guys come back.
Day 3 of teaching was at Ock Bay Elementary. Antioch Disc Golf Course being located close to Ock Bay, again, that was the reason I wanted to start with that elementary school. Knowing that there was quite a few more in town, but that we had to really be strategic about who we picked and why, and knowing that these kids were so close to the already established disc golf course made complete sense to me.
First piece of feedback was a teacher busting in saying, what did you do to these kids? Because they were losing their minds and they didn't want to sit in class. And so that was kind of a good thing for me to hear. I was like, I did the best thing I could do is give them an experience outside, right? And so I think the kids really loved it. They were talking about it nonstop. They were really impressed with how well you guys could putt. They kept talking about that, and the cheering, that was very exciting for them. So I think they had a really good experience, and they want to do more. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. They thought the way that you handled the students, the engagement they had, the excitement they had, like they were excited to even try to integrate that for themselves. And so I think that made me excited to have more disc golf and more opportunities with Uplay. I was aware that there was a lot of awesome stuff happening. I did not know it was going to be that awesome. So I appreciate Uplay doing that, because I think that's going to go a long way for our program and our students, and also Juneau that's growing steadily with our disc golf. It'll give everyone a chance to do something that you don't have to be super great at to enjoy. Like you throw the disc 10 feet and then you're moving forward and keep on going. It's super affordable, which I think is another big piece, and kind of why it's easy to get a whole bag full of discs real quick, because it's easy to get them. It's easy to play. There's no fees. You don't have to be in any kind of special group. You can just join and go. And also, you got to look at the Juneau disc golf group we have, led by Shannon and some others, and that is an absolute, I don't know, it's like the absolute perfect resource to have disc golf grow, because they're so excited about it.
So that was the interscholastic teaching events, and then we decided we needed some out of school and community oriented. One of Shannon's main goals being a woman in a sport that not only worldwide, but specifically in her area, there wasn't a whole lot of other females playing. So this was another huge growth endeavor for her. So we ran a women's clinic, and I had Ella Hansen up there on staff with me. I think we had 13 women show up, and Shannon's Women's League continued to grow after that women's clinic. So it definitely worked. it was a definite success for the women. They took away a lot of putting, backhand, sidearm techniques that are going to make them feel more successful because they have something to think about and a way to get better. And again, that's how education works. If somebody knows that there's, the cap is off and there's no limit, there's a way to grow, there's a way to do more and get better, that's what motivates people. So the women's clinic was a success. We did a youth, kids, and family clinic, and we did that over on Douglas Island, which, if you know Juneau, Douglas, they're one Barbour, but basically are two separate islands. So we went over the bridge over to Douglas Island, and we taught this community clinic for kids. And we had, I believe, 5 attendees that were kids, and then their moms or dads or family members also came. And it was a success. Maybe not as huge in population as what all of our biggest dreams were, but it was the fact that a couple of the kids were homeschooled. They didn't even have a way to connect with kids that are going to school. And after leaving and being successful at throwing the discs and enjoying it and loving it, I even heard one of them say, "I want to go do this with my friends." And I kept thinking, man, that kid's friends are going to school. And all of the thoughts that would go through Zoe's head. The kids in school and the kids out of school are able to come together and play disc golf. This is a success. The final teaching event was an event for the club or the disc golf community. So it was anyone and everyone, all ages, all genders, anybody that was interested. Bring your friends, bring your family. Let's talk about disc golf. The club loved us. We love the club. They loved us so much that they said, "We've got to have you back every year. We just got started." And I said, don't even worry about it. Of course. Let's build our partnership and let's go forever. And amen. So, the teaching and the educational endeavors were a huge, huge piece to Juneau as like a town, a city, getting on board and being excited about what the Juneau Disc Golf Club was doing. While we were there, Shannon was able to set up a meeting with the city and Barbour of Juneau for the purposes of us, Zoe, Dustin, and Shannon, talking about the benefits of disc golf, what it looks like, what you need for landscape features, space, all the above. And then, of course, Shannon and the club had already picked a few locations where they wanted to have courses.
So the City and Borough of Juneau is CBJ, and the City and Borough of Juneau has allowed us to have our disc golf course where they said we could put it. But we want them to have a little bit more investment and start engaging with us and tell us where they think we should put courses. Because it doesn't have to necessarily be a big 18-hole course. We want to put up courses around the schools so they can do it at gym class. We want to put up courses in the neighborhoods. So if somebody doesn't have a couple of hours, they can just do a quick 9 with their kids. We want to have these little microcosms of activity all over City and Borough of Juneau. And so we had a meeting with them, and I think that they agreed. Also, we had a meeting with the Gold Belt Association. So the Gold Belt Corporation is the land holdings of the Native American Corporation in Southeast. And we had a great meeting with them that said that mitigation of unwanted users is usually confronted by putting a use there that you don't mind having. So we have all of this land around Juneau that Gold Belt owns, and they said we would be able to propose putting in courses there because then the land would be used by their users. So Gold Belt shareholders who are all over Southeast Alaska would be able to come use this course, and that is so special.
I think within the next 5 years you will see the Juneau Disc Golf Club running or at least supporting 5 different disc golf courses here in Juneau. Right now we have this course here at AnDyke, we have a course at the university, and a course that is a temporary course up at Eagle Crest right now. I think eventually we will have a course out the road at Echo Cove, we'll have a course in North Douglas, we will have this course, the university course, and at least one more the City and Borough of Juneau or the Forest Service wants us to make a little further out the road than this one. So exciting stuff, and we are happy to be here and in this moment when disc golf is really taking off.
Shannon and the Juneau Disc Golf Club want to continue to directly meet with myself, Dustin, and other members of the Uplay team for the purposes of building out a 5-year partnership. And who knows how far we're gonna go beyond that. It's not just about going back to Juneau every year either. When we think of underserved areas and we think of areas that truly need this kind of help, truly need a way to be active, outdoor, healthy, happier, we think about disc golf being built out over Southeast Alaska and beyond. You know, we want these native kids and these native cultures and the people, everyone that lives there, to be able to have these opportunities that kids down in the United States in the lower 48 have all the time. But there's no way they would have it unless there was extra help coming to bring it and help them build it so that they can enjoy it too. I want to give a big, huge Uplay special shout out and thank you to our sponsors that made this whole project happen. We ran an entire separate fundraiser to do the Juneau, Alaska project. And we want to thank, thank you to UDisc. UDisc is one of those partners that collectively wants to make the biggest impact as possible using disc golf as the vehicle for the world to be a better place. And so thank you, UDisc, for the really big help in our fundraiser. The other two big thank yous I want to shout out, my good friends Carole and Catriona. You know who you are out there. How special to get help all the way from the UK. Oh my gosh, how cool. Very special place in their hearts that they had visited before. They knew our passion, they knew how many more things we were doing besides just teaching, and they felt really compelled to make a larger donation in that fundraiser. And then Dustin's parents, Mary and Rick, we love you guys, and so many people up in the Southeast Alaskan area really love you too.